Hey guys, this week I've been living with this Dodge Charger Hellcat Jailbreak Widebody. And in this video, I'll be going over what it's been like to live with over the past week. If you haven't seen my first impressions video on this car already, go ahead and check that out. It is a little bit windy today, so I'm not quite sure how the exterior shots are going to look, but we'll do what we can. So this Hellcat Charger Jailbreak is finished in Plum Crazy Purple. My favorite color on this car, and looks very nice. Real sharp, can hear that 6.2 liter V8, supercharged V8, just growling away. Once again, I apologize for the wind. Super aggressive looking front end, nice hood scoop. These wheels look really nice. These are the Devil's Rim Brass Monkey wheels and wrapped in 20-inch Pirelli P0 tires. They're 305s on each corner and very grippy, very sticky. Keeps this thing pretty tame. Yes, it's got 717 horsepower and will literally spin the tires at any given moment. But for what it is, I would definitely swing for a wide body over the regular Challenger. Or the regular Charger. So under the hood here is the 6.2 liter supercharged V8, made it to a ZF 8-speed transmission. No problems at all with this powertrain this week. Plenty of power, obviously. And yeah, that's pretty much all that has to be said. This is the non-red-eye version, obviously. That's why it makes 717 horsepower. Here you got the Charger Last Call badge. Just signifying this is the last chance to get one of these, unfortunately. It's quite a shame, to be honest with you, and it just makes me sad that these are going away. Jailbreak means you can customize anything on this car that you absolutely want. You can customize the seat color, the seat belt color, the carpets, the badging, the brake calipers. I mean, you can make this thing look colorful as you want. It's pretty cool. It has the Brass Monkey badges as well, which is pretty cool. Go ahead and take a look at the back seat. Pretty comfortable, actually very comfortable. Very plushy seats. These are heated as well, which is very nice. Couple USB ports with some vents, dual map pockets. This does not have a pull down center armrest, unfortunately, so if your passengers back here have drinks, they can't really set them anywhere. Up front here, we got the standard 2015 Charger interior. Hasn't really changed over the years, hardly at all. Maybe the Uconnect system's been updated, but yeah, it's pretty dated, but I think it still holds up to today's design. The materials in here are quality materials, and there's no... if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. That being said, back here I got about 4 inches of leg room and maybe an inch of headroom back here. It's not the most spacious, but I've had a couple people back here on some longer 1.5 hour trips, and they didn't complain at all and said it was extremely comfortable. So opening the trunk here, you do get a pretty decent amount of space. A couple suitcases back here, your groceries. You can fit a pretty decent amount of stuff back here. It's not the largest by any means, but it'll do. Under here, you do get your battery. Looks like either a roadside assistance kit or a first aid kit. What is this here? Oh, these are the wheel locks. Should be on the wheels. Interesting. Fuse box. Yeah. You do get a grab handle up here, which is nice. I hate not being able to close trunks without grab handles, touching the paint and stuff, so that's nice to see. This Hammerhead gray interior looks really sharp. I really like these seats. They're power heated and ventilated on both sides. You do have Hammerhead gray seat belts as well as Hammerhead gray carpets on this car. I mean, you can customize this car how you want it. This is the one that Dodge sent me, so looks really nice. You do get memory seats as well. Alcantara steering wheel, which is also heated as well in the infotainment here. You can control that. Your basic infotainment, cruise controls, paddle shifters with radio controls on the back. backup camera that is straight out of 2015, and this infotainment is pretty decent. You know, to your standard Uconnect, Chrysler Uconnect. It is not like super laggy at all. It works really well. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay works extremely well on this. This does have the 19 speaker Harman Kardon stereo system in it, and it is really good. I was finally able to dial the equalizer in how I'd like it, and this thing sounds amazing. I actually would recant my previous statement in my first impressions video saying that you should swing for the Alpine. This one's actually much better after you get the settings dialed in how you want it. You get your stereo controls and your SRT modes and launch control down here, dual zone climate control, 12-volt outlet, a place to put some change. It's kind of useless. A couple cup holders, and I think a place to put a super thin phone. Center console with a removable tray that has your USB ports for, you know, your Apple CarPlay and stuff. Your tiered glove box, which is nice. You get illuminated visor mirrors as well as a sunglasses holder and an auto dimming mirror, which is nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Monroney here. This one starts at $79,555 here, and you can pause and read through the optional equipment here. And that brings the total through $89,907. For that price, you know, I'd like to see adaptive cruise control and maybe some automatic wipers and stuff. It is kind of expensive. That is what you get, guys. This is it. This is the last call to get one of these. Get them while you can. We'll go ahead and put the performance pages up. This does take a second to load, and like I said in my first impressions video, it's not as bad as the 2015 where it takes like 2 minutes to load. I'll kind of go over a little bit on this. I know you guys want to see most of the drive, but I mean, you could get, you know, set your home screen to see what, you know, gauges you want here. You can, you know, go to the timers tab and, you know, do your drag racing timers and acceleration timers and all that stuff. You got your different gauges that tells you oil temp, coolant temp, oil pressure, I mean trans temp, boost pressure, intake air temp, all that stuff that you would want to see. You can see. It's nice. G-force meter, which is cool. This engine which shows power, torque, boost pressure, you know, from the supercharger and what gear you're in. This dynamometer page here that shows you just, you know, how much power, how much this thing is making. Pretty cool. I think it's a really neat thing to have. We'll go ahead and leave it on gauges. I like, you know, seeing the coolant temp and the oil temp up there just to make sure the car's warm enough to do some pulls and stuff. And with all that being said, let's just go ahead and take this for a spin. Now, as far as drive modes are concerned, you know, I'll go ahead and go to the SRT dashboard. I've been leaving it in auto. I think it adjusts automatically based on your driving characteristics, which one's which. And I just found the car to behave the best in this mode right here. Man, this car sounds absolutely amazing. This weekend I took it on a road trip down to Columbus, Ohio, about a 150-mile round trip. And I tell you what, this is an excellent road trip car. You could daily this thing for sure, and it's very comfortable. Rear end came out there. Oh man, this thing has just an intoxicating amount of power. It just begs you to keep going. It is absolutely crazy. All 717 ponies on tap like that is just nuts. I'm surprised actually just how like controlled this car is. I mean, 717 horsepower is a ton on tap, and this wide body definitely helps with traction. Those extra meaty tires on the front and back definitely makes this controllable and livable on a daily basis. Honestly, the only real complaint I have with this car is it sucks gas, but I mean, like, that's, you know, Hellcat, it's going to suck gas. I'm getting like 13 miles a gallon in this. I've spent like almost 150, 200 bucks in fuel here in Ohio with gas prices at $4.20 a gallon. But you know what? It's all about miles per gallon, and that is what I'm all about. You have paddle shifters on the back here where you can shift it manually. They're pretty responsive, like I said in my first impressions video. it just begs you to just push this car. Listen to that supercharger whine. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And then you could just press and hold it to just push it back into drive. You don't have to do any fancy stuff to make it go back into drive, which is nice. Oh my gosh, it just literally just lights up the tires. It's absolutely crazy. I love that this thing is just so user friendly. I mean, yeah, you could, you know, put this thing into a telephone pole, but I mean, if you're careful and you have some sort of driving skills, it's pretty easy to just hop in and go. Listen to that supercharger. This car is fun to drive with the paddle shifters. They work pretty well. They're engaging enough. This ZF 8-speed transmission shifts pretty quick, and it's engaging enough. It's actually pretty remarkable for a torque converted automatic how quick it shifts. This wide body you can definitely throw into some corners pretty well, and it takes it really well. You know, it's a big, heavy car, and yes, it's not going to handle like a Camaro or something like that, but man, it's good enough. Definitely a lot more friendly around corners than the regular Charger, that's for sure. If you ever get a chance to drive a Hellcat, do it. Yes, there's better cars out there. Yes, there's faster cars out there. Yes, there's cars that handle better. But you got to experience this. It is just so much fun to drive. As far as visibility goes, I mean, these are some pretty thick pillars all the way around the car, but you do get blind spot monitoring, which helps with that. I do think these mirrors are kind of small for my liking, like going down the highway and even trying to back this car up into some parking spots, you know, trying to see the lines and stuff. It is kind of difficult because these are pretty teeny tiny mirrors. As far as launch control goes and stuff, I think you need to reserve that for the track, because on a street, especially on these tires and at this temperature, you're literally just going to spin them all day long. And if you want to see my launch control attempt, check out my first impressions video, but I'm not going to do it in this video because it's literally kind of useless for the street. And you do get these humongous Brembo brakes on the front and rear that stop you pretty quick. We'll go ahead and demonstrate that for you. Very, very quick. Alright, now driving this normally, which is not as fun, but driving this normally, it's very tame. It'll settle down and shifts super smooth like it normally does, and it's just a nice overall cruiser. Like I said in my first impressions video, it pretty much just drives like a regular Charger with a boatload of power. Alright, now that my GoPro's back up and running after it just overheated, I cannot stand these things, and they just overheat all the time. But anyways, just want to give some final wrapping up thoughts. It is just a fun machine. It's a well-rounded car is a good way to put this. It can handle pretty good. It's got a lot of power that's manageable with these very wide tires, and you know, it seats 5. Really 4 because there's a huge hump in the back there. It's very practical. It's a very practical high horsepower car. You know, it's extremely comfortable, and you know, you can go in the SRT modes here and, you know, adjust the suspension, you know, whether you want it stiff or not, the steering stiff or not. It's just overall a very well-rounded car. You can use this for anything. I honestly would love to throw a set of winter tires on one of these and have some fun in the snow. That's another thing I would like to you know, point out as far as like drivability and stuff goes. I thought for sure, you know, this being a lower car, I would have trouble around, especially around this area, you know, getting into driveways and parking lots and stuff, that the front end would scrape. I did not run into that at all, and I was shocked. I was really conscious and worried about scraping the front on this car, but no, it's high enough to where you're not scraping everything. One thing I did forget to mention that I really wanted to bring up in the review is just how manageable this car is in the rain. I did mention in my first impressions video that, you know, I was kind of worried about the 700 horsepower in the rain, but with this wide body and this configuration with these tires, it did just fine. The stuff you read on the internet sometimes, shockingly, can't always be true. Go figure that. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. Be sure to stay tuned as more vehicles are coming soon. Make sure to follow me on Instagram too, at Paul's Place YT. Let me know what you think about the 2023 Dodge Charger Hellcat Widebody Jailbreak. Like I said in my first impressions video, are you guys ready for the EV trend? Just listen to that. Like I said, I listen to it all day. I'm not. Alright guys, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.